It's Patrick at Pals, and we're here today with Doug and his 1973 TR6. And Doug, this is a beautiful car.
Thank you.
This has got the dual Weber carburetors. That's very unusual. You don't usually see those. You folks have been following our 74 that we have here. It's got the same carburetor setup, but it's very unusual to have that. Car is just immaculate inside and out. And Doug, you just bought this car on eBay, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And you know, folks, we all lust after these cars. We all would like to own them. One of the popular places to buy them is eBay, but there's some pitfalls with that, right? This car was out in Utah, Doug?
Yeah, out in Ogden, Utah.
And you had a little bit of trouble getting the title for it, right?
I did. I had a little bit of trouble finding someone to ship it properly, and that took a little while. Had some help from the dealer. That wasn't a dealer. It was a custom truck place that had someone trade this in for a custom truck.
Right.
And anyway, we worked that out, and then I got it to Houston. I'm sorry, I'm from Houston. I got it to Florida, just moved to Florida.
Uh-huh.
And I got it to the Villages, and the title didn't show up with the car.
Now, why is the car here? You got the title taken care of, obviously, but why is the car here? Because you sent me the ad. It said it's a strong runner. Everything is good. What's going on with the car?
Well, when I got the vehicle, before I had them ship it, I had the guy do a Zoom video with me, and the car was filthy, and it was advertised, as you saw on the advertisement. It was in pristine shape, like it is, but it was obviously sitting there for quite some time. So that told me that I probably had bad gas in the car. So I could barely get it to start. It would start, and I could run it, but it would backfire. I wasn't confident driving even right down the street.
Right.
Because I was afraid I was going to stall. And I did a couple of times, but I got it home. So that frustrated me a little bit. So I had to deal with the bad fuel. Got that somewhat taken care of, I believe. Mm-hmm. But it's here because when I buy a new vehicle or a different vehicle, an old vehicle like this, I want to make sure that I'm not going to put myself in any kind of terrible condition. It's got no emergency brake on it. That's a problem. I just want someone to go through it that knows what they're doing, just to look at it, check the brakes, do a general look over, and I got a list of some small things that need to be looked at. So I went around. I'm new to Florida. I just started Googling and looking for a place that works on British cars, and I found you guys.
Well, let's just go through some of these things, because we talk about this all the time. Folks, this car is gorgeous. I mean, the video is good, but to see it in person, it just pops. It's just a wonderful car. But we're going to set up the carburetors. We're going to get the ignition right. Okay, those are common things that everybody thinks about when they get a car. You know, you got to get them running right. But how about these little things? For instance, Doug, you were showing me the windshield wiper doesn't connect over here, right? It wants to come off.
It just pops right off.
So we've got to repair that for you. The hood latch here doesn't release. So
you gotta. It did it again. So every time I open the hood, I've got to click that back so it'll sink in. That's just a little grease is all that needs.
Yep. But we'll get that fixed for you. But these are things that you have to do. What else is on your list of things that are niggling that you need done on this car?
I've got a whole list that I gave Chuck.
Okay.
And it's in there. I need the brakes looked at front and rear. They seem a little bit. Actually, they seem to work all right. I just don't trust them. It didn't seem consistent.
Okay.
That needs to be looked at. I've got some body issues on it. The windows don't roll up properly.
Right. If we look over on the passenger side, you can see this, and this is common. See how this window is up?
Yeah. Well, that's not the issue. The issue isn't that. I mean, I can get that underneath.
You can get that underneath,
yeah,
right?
When I'm inside. But what happens is it shifts.
Oh, yep.
I mean, I have to physically
pull it up
here and do that.
Okay.
So it's the alignment that's in this window as well as the driver's side is the same issue.
It's the same thing.
Right.
And folks, look at that dash in there. Isn't that just
spectacular? I've got
a
intermittent ignition. It's got a key, obviously, and then it's got a button start.
Right.
That button start doesn't work every time.
Okay.
It's got a loose wire or something.
Okay.
I was driving the car for that 1 mile or so that I drove it, and the tachometer went out on me, and it was working when I bought it. I think that's the cable. I took the distributor part off on that
Right.
other end of that tack, and that it looks like the cable broke.
Yep. Okay.
And then the hangers on the exhaust. It's got a custom exhaust on it, and the hangers they're jury rigged. There's no rubber.
Yep.
When it bounces, they got it metal to metal. I don't like that. You need to get some rubber in there. Some little things like that. I'm sure there's some more I have written down.
Well, you know, and that's really typical, folks. You know, when you buy a car like this,
you got to have someone go through it. If you're not going to, I used to do it myself. I had a 4-car garage and all the tools and stuff, and I moved to Florida to the Villages. And I got a 2-car garage with no room, and plus I'm retired. I don't want to do it anymore.
Well, this is
you to do it.
And we'll be glad to take care of you. But you know, folks, when you're going to buy a car like this, you got to figure that you want to buy the best car cosmetically that you can find, which is what Doug did. This car is gorgeous.
It's been restored in the frame. It's a frame off restoration. The frame was dipped in acid. I mean, they did a good job. The underneath pictures that you saw are exquisite. I mean, underneath this car is just as clean as the top. But again, when I buy something like that, I want someone to go through it that wants to do it. Normally it would be me. I'm retired. I'm not doing it anymore.
We'll go through this. We'll make it a top flight car and a car that you can use every day.
That's what I want.
Doug, can't thank you enough for bringing in your 73 TR6.
Right
The 74 is, the 74 is undercover out in the parking lot. We'll do a good job. Folks, I'll do more videos as we fix these little niggling problems that Doug's got. And we'll show you the process as we go along.
One more thing I'd like to say is I'm a member of the Village's British Club, the British Auto Club.
Great.
And there's 60 members to that.
Yes.
And so I've got a whole bunch of friends that are very interested in what you guys are going to do to my car.
Well, they
don't know about you yet.
We're going to take good care of you, and hopefully we'll go down to the Villages with you. That'll be great.
Yep.
All right. If you've got a 73 TR6, bring it to Pals.
There you go.
See you soon.